Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's Holistic Highlight. My name is Amy Holmesy, and I'm founder of My Holistic Club, which is actually physically located in the Tampa Bay area, but we have many, many wellness affiliates all over the country that you could use remotely. But for those of you who don't know us, again, we are a membership holistic club. We like to inform, educate, let people know there's different services, different modalities out there for your holistic or alternative health journey. My husband and I started this club a couple of years ago because we've had our own health challenges and natural health seemed to help us and work with us. So we wanted to design a company where we could give back and help many, many people, thousands of people, letting them know that there are different health coaches and wellness affiliates out there that could possibly help them or educate them. So that's where My Holistic Club was born. And here's who we are in a nutshell. My Holistic Club is your home base for holistic products and services. We are a holistic community, folks, coming together to help with mind, body, and spirit work at an optimal level in a more affordable way. So yes, we offer a 20% discount on services. We have a plethora of products on here. And today I'm so honored to welcome this young lady that we met through Facebook, and I love working with like-minded people. So let me bring her on, and I want to properly introduce her today. So Jennifer, there you are. Welcome.
Hi,
Welcome to
Amy.
the show. So, folks, this is Jennifer Jenkins. She lives in Tampa, but she works remotely. So, if you're catching this on Facebook, you live in another state, a lot of our coaches do that. But let me properly introduce you. Her bio is very lengthy, so I had to shorten it. But Jennifer is a holistic registered nurse, a certified health coach for over 25 years, folks. She's also the founder of Rooted Holistic Health. I see your nice little logo in the background there. She is a health coach, but gets to the root of the problem. And as you know, that's what holistic health is. That's what drew me to it, Jennifer, 30 years ago, because we're not masking symptoms. We want to get to the root, but it is mind, body, and spirit, right? So again, she's the founder of Rooted Holistic Health Coaching. And her root cause approach empowers her clients to live more abundantly. Isn't that what we all want? Jennifer also specializes in reversing metabolic imbalances in the body, optimizing gut health, which is a big thing. It's all over my Facebook feed, gut health, right? The gut and brain access. She holds over 20 certifications in holistic health. She's a heart math practitioner. Wow, I need to know more about that. Let me know what that is. Behavioral change specialist, also has certifications in nutrition and neuroscience, folks. In fact, I could go on and on, but we had to shorten it because of our time. So Jennifer, thank you again for joining us. How are you today?
I am so well. How are you, Amy?
I'm good. I'm good. I love that we connected on Facebook and then we got to meet in person a few times. Again, this is about like-minded people and just educating people. And I know you have a nursing degree. You came from a medical background. You had your own health challenges, which I assume led you to going down this other path, kind of like myself. But let me just start with asking you a couple questions. What inspired you, Jennifer, to start Rooted Holistic Health Coaching? And what sets you apart from maybe traditional health coaching?
Yeah, it's a loaded question, right? I think a
Mhm.
lot of people who are drawn to the holistic space have gone through their own journey. In fact, if I had to guess, like everyone that I've met has their own story that's led them down this path. And that's really what started mine was, working so many years in the medical system. And when I became the patient inside of the medical system, I got to see firsthand, how things were unraveling and unfolding, and I wasn't getting any better. So for the course of 5 years, spent tens of thousands of dollars, was seeing medical, 8 different specialists, nearly spending a full-time job just going to appointments trying to get
Yes.
well, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I really had to step outside of the box. Really, I felt like I was on my own island going against all my
Mhm.
colleagues, like, because I'm like, this isn't working. There has to be something greater. And I was really seeking exactly like you. I wanted to know what's the root cause. Like, I don't want another medication. I don't want another label on me. I want to know what's causing these things to begin with. So I really went on my own quest to heal myself. That's really where it started. I had no intention of starting a business. It was about me healing me. And because quite frankly, I was afraid I wasn't going to make it.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it was a very dark time in my life. And so I made a deal, I was with myself. I said, if I can figure this out, I'm going to put together a rock solid plan that's going to help people the right way. And it's not about
Mhm.
putting profits over people. It's about really the
Mhm.
foundationals. It's about teaching them how to reclaim control over their health. And so
Mhm.
it kind of opened up Pandora's box. And
Mhm.
so one thing led into the another, into the another, into the another. And so that's why over the course of the past, so many years that I've been in this space, that it's just been one certification after another, because I realized, like, we are so multifaceted beings that it's not just
Mhm.
one thing. It's not just diet. It's not just exercise. It's old thinking, that
Yeah.
it's so much greater than that. And so
And the
that's
emotional component, which we've talked about a
yeah.
few times on this channel, and I'm with you. I started my journey back at age of 18. So many, many years ago, 41 years ago to be exact, because what the medical doctors were telling me just didn't make sense. It was too drastic, right? So I went on my journey. But I'm a big proponent of being your own healthcare advocate and doing your own research.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's where people stop. They buy into someone else's belief or label that they place on us without asking questions, without digging deeper. And that's really, that was kind of my awakening too, that
mhm.
I wasn't settling for I was going to live with this for the rest of my life. I'm like, no, I'm not. I've already made up my mind. No, I'm not, and I'm going to figure it out. And I
Yeah.
did. And that's really the quest that I went on. And so that's why I'm
Mhm.
just so passionate about this work, because I think so many people just don't understand the power that they truly have within them to heal themselves. They just need the right
Absolutely.
guidance and support and able to do that. That's why I love my holistic club, because it takes partnership.
Yes.
It takes a community of, like, I can't do it all. You can't do it all. We need
Mhm.
each other
Right.
and different modalities that's going to support us the right way.
Amen. You're exactly right. I mean, I work with several practitioners, right? Just for my own health.
Mhm.
Sometimes it does take a village, and everyone specializes in something different. And I personally just like to learn. I want to know. I want to have that arsenal, right? I want to have all the tools in my health toolbox. So I love that. Thank you so much. That is
Yeah.
perfect. So I know you've helped a lot of people with reverse metabolic imbalances in their body, right? And then claim and reclaim their health. Can you share one of the stories of either yourself or a client that you helped with that? Because that is huge right now as well. I know gut health is a big one, mental health is a big one, and the metabolic health is what people are struggling with today.
It's the root cause of behind chronic disease that we see today. So it's metabolic health is everything. And like right now, what experts are suggesting, nearly 93% of Americans have metabolic imbalances, which is very alarming. And so when we look at that, we're like, oh gosh, this is the trajectory of our future health if we don't do something about it. So that's why that's an area that I'm just so passionate about. I have so many stories. Every one of my clients that I've had the privilege to serve, like, has a deep, meaningful place in my heart, because I'm with them through the whole process. Like, I'm on their team. I want it. Like, my job's not done until they are succeeding.
Mhm.
So there's so many clients that come to mind, but one in particular, he hired me last year. He got hospitalized. He had type 2 diabetes, got hospitalized, had a very high A1C, which is what prompted a hospitalization, was sent home on insulin, no plan in place. There was like,
Mhm.
you're just to take this, and here's your sliding scale. And that was basically his course of treatment. Like, there was no
So they didn't
helping
talk
him.
about diet at all or
Nothing.
lifestyle? Wow.
No, nothing. Thank God he had, he wanted more. And so he
Mhm.
reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, can you help me? Like, help me with my diet, help me understand this." And so just within the first 3 months of working together, I kid you not, he went from, I think it was like 11.3 A1C, which is very, very high.
Wow.
Yeah, dropped 5 points
Nice.
in 3 months. And so much so, like when he went back to the doctor, he had lost over 20 pounds. His like blood sugars were beautiful. He was like thriving, amazing, and obviously did not need the insulin that they put him on. And they, you know, said they misdiagnosed him. And I
Uh,
was like, yeah, I don't know about that, but
I mean,
but
that's
that's
a
the
whole other
power.
topic, a whole other show, Jennifer.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the power of when you give people the right support that they
Mhm.
need. That's what I really saw working in the medical system is it's designed for emergency care. My gosh, I grew up in
Mhm.
the ER because I was such a tomboy, had so many broken bones and stitches, and I'm so grateful for those doctors who could put me back together.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
for chronic disease management, we've got this really a disconnect. And so I always say it's the bridge that's missing from onset to how do we then make lifestyle changes that we can improve symptomology and then
Mhm.
perhaps get into a point where we make so many changes that maybe we just don't need those things anymore, you know?
Right. Or you
And
can combine the two, but
yeah,
at least have the conversation, right? If
right.
your doctor isn't talking to you about lifestyle and exercise and eating, then I think it's time to find a new doctor. That's just my opinion, right? Because, and then the other thing too is the mindset. And I know you work a lot with mindset,
Mhm.
and I really want you to go into, if you don't mind, explain to us what the heart math is. I've never heard of
Yeah.
that. But I just want to touch on the mindset, right? You go to the doctor, and again, this is not anti-doctor at all. There's a time and place. Emergency. If I'm having a heart attack, I'm going to the ER. If I break my leg, I don't want you to give me celery juice, right? I need to go probably get a cast or something, right? So, but these natural remedies or modalities can work in conjunction, or a lot of times changing your diet, changing your attitude, mindset. The body hears itself, right? You think something, you feel something. The emotional health is huge, but also they give a diagnosis. They have to give a diagnosis to prescribe something. And that's just the way the medical system works. But and I'll just tell this real quickly and then we'll go into the heart math. I was diagnosed with something 30 years ago, but I didn't want to claim it, Jennifer.
Mhm.
I didn't want to claim it. And I think there's something to that. And maybe we could have you back on another time and we could dive into that. But please share with us, what is this heart math test that you do, or how do you help people with that?
Yeah, heart math is amazing. So we know that the body is so much more than the physical body. We have an emotional body, spiritual body, physical body. There's so many layers to us, and they knew that 5,000 years ago. So this is nothing new. It's just
Mhm.
new concepts for people, and now science is catching up to it. So heart math is 20 years of research that's been done from Stanford. It is amazing research now that we know that the heart is such an energetic field. And we know that the heart can be monitored around through about 3 feet or outside of us. So we
Mhm.
can actually feel like capture the energy around us. And so we talk about heart brain coherence, and this is getting the mind and the body back into sync with one another. And so much of the mind influences the body. And now research really shows just how true that is and how much the mind influences the upregulation or downregulation of gene expression. And
Mhm.
so we could be eating all organic and we could be exercising and we could be doing all the things. But if we have a toxic mind,
Mhm.
we're going to have a toxic body. So we've got to
Mhm.
really work on the mindset component and regulating the nervous system, which is where heart math comes in. It's coming into the breathing techniques, getting the nervous system regulated, helping in that regard, because that is the autonomic nervous system is the key to your health. Period. Like it is the gateway. And so when we get into that component, then we're looking at, oh my gosh, this is like the domino effect. We can start regulating the nervous system. We can start regulating all these other areas. And that's why people struggle with anxiety. And we have all these other things. Of course, that's, a topic for another day. There's a lot
Mhm.
of things that are
Well,
driving
like
that
the
up.
vagus nerve, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And so we look at, all these things that makes the body and the brain, incoherent is what we call it. So we want to get them signaling together again in a
Mhm.
coherent state. So it's very fascinating research. And it really is about, regulating that. And it's, oh my gosh, I could talk all day about heart math and mindful meditations and all kinds of things
So
because
it's bringing the body into balance and
yes,
harmony. And
yes.
there's energies and frequencies, and which is another whole topic too, which I'm very passionate about frequency health.
Mhm.
So, but you're right. And our thoughts do affect certain organs in our body and certain systems and meridians in our body.
Yes. Yeah, it's about self-regulation. So we look at increasing our resiliency, right? So
Hmm.
you and I could be together hypothetically, like, and let's say like an earthquake happened and you're like, oh my gosh, like panicking and freaking out. And me, I'm like, okay, the whole world could be crumbling down around me. But when I can control my inner state,
Mm.
my body doesn't know the difference.
Wow, that's
And it doesn't
huge.
impact me. This is why, Navy SEALs, they practice breath work, they do things like that
Hmm.
because they have to not lose control over their mind. They have to
Hmm.
control their mind, and then the mind controls over the body, right? So we've got this signaling that's happening, this loophole patterning. And so it's quite fascinating. So we're really understanding like how much hanging on to negative emotions, hanging on to negative thoughts, all this patterning that we've been on shows up in our health in one
Hmm.
of the greatest ways.
And it can
It
show up years later. You can have trauma
Oh
as a
gosh, yeah.
child, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone's had something as in their childhood, right? And
Absolutely.
it could, but it is a compound effect. It's cumulative as well. So, wow. I mean, we could go on and on, but we're gonna wrap it up here. And I do want to invite you back though for another time. So, folks, I just want you to know that Jennifer is on myholisticclub.com as one of our coaches. She's under Rooted Holistic Health Coaching. Do you do a discovery call or anything,
I
Jennifer?
do. I always do. I always offer complimentary discovery calls because I genuinely love to learn about people, what their struggles are, because then that helps me too develop new programs. So, whether or
Yes.
not they do anything with me, that's irrelevant. I love to really hear people, what their struggles have been. And
Mhm.
yes, definitely.
So awesome. So you could, get to know Jennifer, do a discovery call, and then decide what, if you want to
Mhm.
proceed further. But just remember on Holistic Club, the services are 20% off. And we do vet our coaches and our affiliates. So we want the best of the best in the field. So we are honored to have you. I feel honored to know you, and we're going to do some more things together in the future.
Yeah, likewise, Amy. I love what you do and everything that you stand for. So yes, so thank you so much. I
All right.
appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you. Everyone have a blessed day.